smash the like button if you can. That would be amazing, and that would help us out. Right, we're going to get into the transfer latest. So, look, obviously United still haven't got another player in yet, have we? We're supposedly very much linked to Benjamin Sesko. Apparently we've been locked in talks with Rb Leipzig for a couple of days now, trying to thrash some sort of a deal out. But it looks like now Newcastle are certainly leading the chase, because they have now officially submitted a hefty offer, and it is an official bid, and they've officially submitted it to Rb Leipzig. So this is via David Ornstein, about 45 minutes ago, just says that Newcastle United submit an offer to Rb Leipzig for Benjamin Sesko. Newcastle made a bid in the last 24 hours worth €75 million plus 5 million extra add-ons around asking price. Rb Leipzig informed to suitors. MUFC pursuit ongoing. No decision yet from the 22-year-old Slovenian international. Okay, so obviously they've bid for him. It looks like there's obviously certain assurances there. I would suggest that they've had these conversations, obviously, with Sesko behind the scenes. I mean, it's looking like he's going to Newcastle United at the moment, isn't he? Where are we going to stump up 70 million at the moment from? I just can't really see it happening, guys. Maybe if he was a bit cheaper, or if they were prepared to do some sort of structured deal. But Newcastle have gone in there raw, mate, haven't they? This is a raw penetration of an offer from Newcastle early doors there. They really have submitted a hefty offer there, haven't they? It's €80 million in total, £70 million approximately. It's a heck of a lot of money. I don't think United can really compete. Maybe we'll go in for him, but chances are, you know, the Glazer shithouses and Glinios, etc., will probably just, I don't know, move on to a cheaper target. That's what I would think now. I don't know. I mean, obviously, we have been in discussions with Leipzig for a couple of days. Newcastle have actually submitted their offer. I would get the impression that they would only sort of do that if they'd had at least a green light from the club, Rb Leipzig, that they'd be prepared to enter into negotiations, and also a green light from the player, Benjamin Sesko, that says that, you know, he'd be keen on playing for them. Now, maybe he's just playing his options, and perhaps his favourite option would be to go to Manchester United. That is still possible. Maybe he wants to go to United, and maybe we're going to go in for him. But this is a hefty offer now by Newcastle to kick things off. Will United be able to compete? Now, we know that Leipzig may be looking for a significant amount of money. Well, we don't necessarily have that significant amount of money right now. Newcastle do. They've spent quite frugally over the last couple of years, but on top of that, you know, they've got player sales that are going to generate them big cash. Isak's going to be 100+ million, loads of money coming into the coffers once he's finally gone. So there won't be any financial issues there with Newcastle being able to afford this deal. Whereas for United to afford it, I think it depends on a lot of things, like the structure of the deal, like if they are prepared to do what we've done with Cunha and obviously Mbeumo by structuring a deal over a certain period of time. Then I could see maybe us going and competing and paying that sort of money, and perhaps that's what's on the table there in terms of the offer from Newcastle. We just don't simply know right now, but it seems like they've just offered a hefty amount right up front there. So it's a lot of money. I can't see how Manchester United can really compete with that at the moment, but perhaps we can. You know, we'll see. We've still got players to get rid of. We've still got players like Garnacho to sell. Maybe he can generate 50 or 60 million. We've talked about the likes of Chelsea, Aston Villa maybe being interested in him. Now with Son Heung-min, who is now confirmed that he is leaving Spurs and wants to leave Spurs, maybe now he's going. Perhaps Spurs will enter the fray in regards to Alejandro Garnacho now. You just never know. It's wishful thinking, but we've surely got some money coming back from players that we can still get rid of and sell. Anthony's another one as well. And then I just want to throw this in the mix there, really, guys, very quickly, because, of course, yes, Newcastle have submitted a tasty offer here. That's a tasty, tasty offer for Benjamin Sesko. But we've just mentioned one player there that we do have, maybe we could use as collateral, but we've also got a couple of other players we could use as collateral. And there are reports, hang on a second, this is gashed up, but there are reports, as you can see here, Gashmas Boylan, there he is. This says, just in, Rb Leipzig have explored the conditions of a loan deal for Rasmus Højlund. This is via Sky. This was this morning. So you got to say, there is, I suppose, a possibility that maybe you could see a deal done with Rb Leipzig where, I don't know, we give them a player in the opposite direction to help them out. Especially a player like Rasmus Højlund, who's essentially going to replace Sesko like for like pretty much, and then they'll get themselves a good player. If it's a loan deal, well, that's good for us. He'd be playing for a good club over there in Germany and getting experience. It's good for them. They'd be getting a player on a short-term deal who's just going to come in and cover them for this season. Now Sesko's gone, so they don't have to spend big. It's all just big money coming in for them. Like, it makes a lot of sense. Maybe they'd be prepared to do a deal with us if we let them have Højlund and we give them, you know, a bit less cash, or we structure a deal. So still, I wouldn't say that we're out of the running for Benjamin Sesko right now. Obviously, Newcastle are definitely leading the chase for this transfer blatantly. They actually are bidding for him. We haven't done that, have we? We've just been locked in negotiations and they've bid for him. Well, we'll see in the next sort of few hours, I suppose, if United are actually going to go and try and compete with Newcastle United for this guy's signature, which they may well do. But also, as I said, now then they might not. Depends on if the player's given the green light to Newcastle, if Newcastle are prepared to just pay more money or more up front than what Manchester United are prepared to pay right now, then I guess RB Leipzig would have to favour a deal there with Newcastle United. But if we can do some sort of deal where we structure a deal, maybe include a player like Højlund on loan or something, I guess it could potentially still happen. But I'll ask the live chat here very quickly. Where do you think he's going to end up? Do you think Benjamin Sesko stays at RB Leipzig? Do you think he goes to Newcastle United? Or do you think he comes to Manchester United? Get your thoughts and opinions in here, folks. Have your say. We've got lots more to get into in regards to this Sesko news, but let's just see what you guys are saying here. I mean, I guess he's favoured to join Newcastle now. I just can't see how we can compete financially at the moment with those sorts of figures being talked about. And they've actually submitted that offer now. I think that's just too rich for our blood at the moment, but like I say, we have got a Højlund bargaining chip, or maybe one or two other players we could chuck in. Who knows what we could do, but right now it's not looking good, Brev. It's not looking like Manchester United are going to win the race for Sesko's signature. Looks like it's going to be Newcastle, because they can just pay the money. They can have the money. They've got lots of money. They've got Isak obviously being sold to generate more money. So they'll be absolutely fine to pay this deal to Leipzig. Leipzig, as much as, you know, we might have Christoph Weivel at our football club, who has worked previously for the Red Bull brand, and we have maybe a good relationship there because of that. Money talks and bullshit walks, and if Newcastle are prepared to pay more money or more money up front, then they're going to sell him to Newcastle, aren't they? And they're going to want him to go to Newcastle. And also factor in the points that they've got the Champions League, and they're just in a bit of a better place than us right now. They're not as big as a football club as us as at all. No, we're obviously a much bigger football club with a richer history. But right now, Newcastle are doing quite well, and they've got a good coach. Eddie Howe's great coach, and they've got a good team. And there's an opportunity there for him to go and replace someone like Isak, who has, you've seen what being at Newcastle's done for Isak. He's making huge moves. So even if Sesko's thinking, well, it's not his final destination of a football club, in a few years' time, maybe he wants to play for Barcelona or Real Madrid or whatever, it's a great stepping stone. Just look what's happened with Isak here. So I think Sesko may well want to go to Newcastle because of the fact they got European football, the manager, and also it's just more stable at the moment. And there's an opportunity with Isak outgoing. So I don't think it's looking particularly good from my point of view. I still think maybe Newcastle is more likely the destination at the moment. And now, especially with that bid going in, it seems like United are going to struggle to compete with that financially. Joshua says United, Watkins won't leave Villa. Sesko almost a Geordie. Gordon Langer, Sesko running at you with Isak on the bench. Newcastle comes to United 100%. You think Newcastle welcome Dominic Calvert-Lewin? You think we sign a mate plus money plus Højlund for Sesko? Well, that's a great shout. Maybe we could actually, we didn't even talk about that actually. We mentioned a moment ago, obviously, about the fact that Højlund's been talked about as a potential for a loan deal, maybe to sweeten the deal there for the Sesko transfer. You just give him a loan deal, so you've got him for a year there. That they don't really have anything to risk. But that's a great shout. Maybe if we give them Højlund, who is a young 22-year-old, all Danish friend international with bags and bags and bags and bags of potential still. If we sold him to them on a permanent transfer, or obviously a swap deal, but give them money plus Højlund, then yeah, we could probably get him for a lot cheaper. Maybe they could take 35 million off of the price tag. So yeah, okay, maybe they've offered 80 million, but perhaps if they wanted to, they could do a deal for 45 million euros plus Højlund or something like that. So I guess that should be at least be discussed by the higher-ups at United and perhaps offered there to Leipzig. Because let's face it, Gashmas Boyland is Gashmas. But to be fair, he's looked all right in pre-season. He might actually go on and do all right things this season if he stays. But I still don't want him to stay. He's still a lingering fart in a spacesuit of a player for me now. I just want rid of that stench. Hopefully he can be moved on shortly, but right now it's looking touch and go again. It's probably going to be a loan move if it is anywhere, because he's contracted until 2030. He's not going to be on, dirt cheap money. So there's lots and lots of teams that probably have an interest in him, but probably only on loan. Newcastle, Isak's going. We're screwed. That's it. Isak's going. It's a great opportunity for someone to slot in there. We're screwed, says MVE Rain. Simon Cowie, you legend. He says the decision is up to Sesko by an agreement he has with Rb Leipzig, and Sesko has not made any decisions on what he wants. Oh, you're living in Sesko's brain there, are you, lad? No, I love that. Well, maybe he hasn't just yet. Hello, Gungshi. What's going on, you absolute hero? How you doing? And also we've got Mikhail in here. And Elliot. Yes, not too bad. Not too bad. Just woken up there, lad. Do us a favour if you're just getting in, though. Smash that like button, everybody. We're nearly at 100 likes. Thank you for joining us. Happy Saturday, everyone. I'm just waking up, mate. It's early for me, this. It's 11:43 a.m. I can still taste the toothpaste. Anyway. So look, so Sesko, I think, is still a possibility for Man United, but obviously you have to say that Newcastle odds on to sign him. They've got the finances, they've got the project, they've got the European football. These are things United can't offer him. Maybe we can offer him big cash, and there's a potential obviously for him at United, but I think we might lose out on Benjamin Sesko here. But we'll see if United have got the minerals to try and make a deal work this weekend, because they're going to have to act pretty quickly. We've been in discussions with Leipzig for the last 24 hours or so. So have Newcastle United. They've now submitted a bid. Maybe this is just literally the precursors to United's bid. I still think we might actually just bid right now for him. But it depends on, what sort of finances we've got available. And I don't think we've got huge finances available like Newcastle do. But as we discussed, maybe Højlund going in the opposite direction just sweetens the deal a little bit there. Sky Sports also just reiterating, in terms of pounds. So obviously Ornstein said it in euros. Just to give you an idea of pounds, it's basically £70 million, round about that. So it says Newcastle have made an official bid for Benjamin Sesko of £65.5 million plus £4.3 million in add-ons. So that actually takes it up to £69.8 million, so essentially £70 million. This meets RB Leipzig's demand. Sesko's considering his options with Man United still at the table, and he's open to both projects. So maybe it's down to sort of who sells it to him the best, what roles he's going to have in the squad, who else is signed, what's the squad looking like, manager, etc. I mean, let's face it, I think Newcastle United just is, at this moment in time, quite an attractive proposition to go and play for, especially with Isak out the door. So unfortunately, I think we're going to get stitched up here, but we'll see. I mean, Graham Bailey says this. He says there's an internal confidence within Old Trafford that Man United will win the chase for Benjamin Sesko. Slovenian ready to play for Ruben Amorim. United fully aware of price tag. Lack of Champions League football not an issue. Okay, so that's cool. I mean, if that's the case, and he's not bothered about us not being in the Champions League and the fact we finished 15th, and, he wants to play for Amorim, then that's brilliant. I think, obviously, he's a great option for Man United right now. We've still talked about the other options in the team. I still believe, if you're looking around at what we need right now, proven Premier League players who score goals in the Premier League should perhaps be of higher importance than some young Rasmus Højlund 2.0 merchant coming from the Bundesliga Farmers League. Let's face it, guys. It's not the Premier League. I keep banging on about it, but it's true. Shinji Kagawa, what a player he was. Over in the Bundesliga, over in England at Man United, shite. Timo Werner, what a great player he was previously. He was at Leipzig, wasn't he? Or was it Leverkusen? One of the two. Maybe both. He in the Bundesliga was doing bits. Over in the Premier League, shite. Do you know what I mean? Goodness me, the list goes on and on. Kai Havertz coming over, big money, huge expectations, loads of goals out there. First season, at least the first season, shite. Lots of players struggle to adapt. So I actually think he's not what we need right now. He might be what we need for in a couple of years' time. So I guess that's what the idea of getting him would be for him to develop into one of the top-class players around Europe. And so he's a long-term signing. But is that actually what we need right now anyway? I feel like we need somebody of maybe the Ollie Watkins ilk, or Mateta or Visser, or just somebody who's a bit more advanced and experienced and doesn't have to adapt to the Premier League, because adapting to the Premier League is difficult. Yeah. Looks like Vardy or DCL. Oh, man. Well, we should get Vardy or DCL maybe as a back. Not DCL, but we should get Vardy as a backup anyway, in my opinion. But look, there you go. I mean, look, internal confidence that United can maybe get him. But this was before the offers come in, though. So unless we're going to go and match the offer from Newcastle, there is no internal confidence anymore, is there? We asked the live chat. The live chat said Newcastle. Most people think he's going to go to Newcastle, and that's the sad reality. It's a lot of money. Craig, yeah, I mean, okay, from a history point of view and even a trophies point of view, even a current trophy winning side point of view, yeah, they won the Mickey Mouse League Cup last year. We won it 3 years ago. 2 seasons ago, we won the FA Cup. We got to the final of the Europa. Like, let's face it, who's going to win the league next? Man United or Newcastle? Like, it's obviously going to be Manchester United. I'm sorry to say. I believe Newcastle just have limitations there. They have a lesser ceiling than Manchester United do. I guess these days, with the owners they've got, and obviously they do have a great support and fan base, Newcastle, but they're just nowhere near as big as Manchester United. Man United has that rich history of winning things, that tradition. It's been going away a little bit recently because of the Glazer shithouses, but even amidst all this guff period of time, we still managed to pick up a few trophies and get to finals. So we're a big club. We're still a massive club. Newcastle are on the way, but they're nowhere near as big as a club. They've literally won like one trophy in 70 years. You know, it's a Mickey Mouse trophy. They're going to literally erect a statue of Mickey and Minnie Mouse outside St. James's Park, guys, to commemorate their fucking one trophy win in 70 years. We're a bunch of fucking Mickey Mouse Disney merchants. You know what I mean? Like, they're not actually doing that, but I'm just saying, proper Mickey Mouse Cup. First one for a long time. Well, if you're a player like Sesko, do you want to go and play for a team that only wins a trophy every now and then, or do you want to play for a team that has a track record of richly winning everything, but right now even still managing to win some things? Yeah, precisely, Jay. How you doing, Jay lad? Yes, precisely. Newcastle are going to get the money there from ISAC. They've got loads of money anyway. So there you go. I think you're absolutely right. Daz Salford, mate. Oh, yes. He's gifted out 5 memberships on the channel. Let's get some big old juicy love hearts in there for the man. Thank you, Dazda. That's amazing. I hope you're well today. Happy Saturday, Daz Salford, you hero. He's made LA John a member, J United, Mikel Arteta. Oh, no. The Spanish Dracula has been made a member of the channel. Newcastle will pay him more than Neos will, plus they have Europe. Yeah, AC Shadow as well, and Malps. Big ups to you there, Mr. Daz Salford. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for your legendary generosity there, and welcome aboard to the 5 new members. I am early today, aren't I, Daz Salford? I know. Well, just as well I am, because obviously there was this Ornstein bomber about 45 minutes or so ago about Newcastle's bid, and I think that's pretty much it for United now with Sesko. Maybe we'll go for him. We'll find out in the next few hours. If we haven't heard in a few hours' time, or at least today or this weekend, I suppose, that we've bid for him, then he's just going to Newcastle, I'd imagine. United have to get the funds together. United will have to get the offer on the table, or risk losing him. Right now, the situation with Sesko is he does seem open to joining both clubs. But of course, if you're a Slovenian player playing for Rb Leipzig in Germany, and either Newcastle or Manchester United come in for you, you're going to be interested in going to both of those places right now. No disrespect to the German Bundesliga, apart from I did call it a German Farmers League earlier, because it is, in comparison to the Premier League. So, you know, Leipzig, not as big as a club as Newcastle or United, is going to earn more money. It's just better to play in the Premier League. The Premier League's the pinnacle of league football, really, domestic league football, in my opinion anyway. Obviously got La Liga. Maybe some people would say the Brazilian league over in South America. I don't know. Depends where you're from, I suppose. But to me, it's all about the Premier League. The Premier League is the daddy. Everyone knows it. So Benjamin Sesko wants to play in the Premier League, I'm sure, for either Newcastle United, and therefore I guess he's kept his options open. So I guess it's about who maybe presents him with the most attractive offer. Perhaps United be prepared to squeeze our offer up a little bit there to try and sweeten the deal, seeing as we do have no Champions League football right now and we're desperate for a number 9 and a long-term number 9. But I can't see it, guys. Newcastle stumping up that cash. That's big, big money for Benjamin Sesko they've already put on the table. And let's face it, RB Leipzig might even be able to squeeze a few million extra out of that deal there to get an extra 5 million or something out of Newcastle. And they'll probably pay it. Let's be honest, they got the money. They'll probably pay it. So what can United do? We're screwed. Unless we do include maybe Gashmus born in a deal there. Yeah. Yeah, if Sesko joins Newcastle, we're down. Well, maybe not. Perhaps it would be a blessing in disguise. I think Sesko would be a good player for us for the long term, and he makes sense to sign him right now for Man United if we can actually get somebody else who would do the business for us now. Like, for instance, if we could get Sesko and Watkins, then it makes a lot of sense to sign Sesko. And I know that sounds crazy, signing Sesko and Watkins, and it is. But what about a Garnacho Watkins swap or something? Just saying Garnacho Watkins swap. Who knows? Then it makes sense because you've got somebody who's there experienced. Then you have a young player there to actually develop and play regularly and get game time when they can. But it's not going to suit Benjamin Sesko, especially when he's got offers on the table now from Newcastle to do that. So Man United wouldn't be going for anybody else if we are going for Benjamin Sesko. But I'm just saying we need somebody young, somebody experienced, and then somebody to back us up. He would be the young guy, I suppose, because let's face it, his experience is not in the Premier League. He's only 22. He's not got a glittering record. His record over in the Bundesliga is quite modest, really. So he'd be a good option, but he'd not be a great option. The best option right now probably is to stick with what we've done already this summer transfer window by going for players like Cunha and Mbeumo and try and get that proper Premier League proven experience there, guys. No, we can't go into the season with Gashmus Boyland. You're absolutely right there, mate. That's going to destine us to some lack of goals up top there, definitely. Yeah, that's it. You just need somebody who's going to finish them off. I mean, obviously, Sesko is a fantastic option, but, I mean, I'd rather Watkins personally, and the player that I've always said that I'd want more than anybody else is Johan Visser. But obviously, we're not going in for Johan Visser for some unknown reason. Pisses me off, because he's probably available for a lot cheaper. But let's ask the live chat, guys. So you've got, I don't know, let's say you've got £60 million. Maybe this guy Sesko's just out of our price range anyway. Actually, no. Let's include Sesko in this. Just who do you want Man United to sign right now as a number 9? Get your thoughts and opinions in here. My opinion is still Watkins or Visser. Let's take Visser off the table because Man United seemingly are not interested in him or going in for him for some unknown reason. But Watkins or someone else or Jackson... Best option right now at this stage is Kane, Watkins or Vardy to help Højlund out. Well, Kane would be insane, but I can see us having more likelihood of signing the Undertaker than Kane right now, mate. Maybe bringing in Paul Bearer as assistant manager. Do you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. I cannot see us getting Kane, but Watkins, yes. Vardy, yes. You know, that makes sense. See what you guys are saying then. You'd want Jackson, Mateta, yeah, Sesko, Watkins. You want Mateta and a goalkeeper, right? Well, this is another great point you've just made me remember, PJ, is that if you do want to see Man United sign other players, a goalkeeper, maybe a midfielder, then perhaps we can't spend that sort of money on Sesko. Perhaps we do have to go and look at someone like Watkins for 50 million or Vardy for free, you know? At the moment, Sesko is the best option if he can be signed, says Russell. But what about if that stops us signing a goalkeeper or stops us signing a midfielder? So there's a report here from Fab, which I don't know if this guy ever sleeps, but he posted at 1:48 a.m. and it said that United are seriously considering to add one more midfielder to the squad in case of a good opportunity. Understand internal talks also focused on a new signing in midfield, not only striker and goalkeeper. So I think everyone knows we are light in the midfield area. Everyone knows we need a new goalkeeper to replace Flubberhand Onana, Lurpak fingers, and everyone knows we need a striker to score some bloody goals at the top of the pitch there, you know. But have we got the ability to do that? Only if we perhaps scrimp elsewhere. If we spunk in 70 million quid plus on Sesko, where's the money coming from to actually buy these other positions, buy these other players for these positions? It doesn't really add up, does it? So I think United would have to obviously sell lots of players, Anthony, Garnacho, Højlund, or, like I say, maybe spread our money elsewhere around on a couple of different positions, because Watkins could be, I don't know, who knows, he could be 30 million less than Sesko, and that gets you a top keeper or a midfielder. So you have to factor that in as well. It's about what's maybe best for the squad. Yes, Sesko's great for the future, but he's going to be expensive and he might not even be ready to do the business in the Premier League right now. It seems a little bit of a gamble for me. Sesko, Watkins, Vardy and Yamal. In a perfect world, Watkins and Sesko. Sesko easy. Watkins not cheap either. Well, Watkins isn't cheap either, but you have to remember we have maybe got one or two players they'd be interested in too, and they are skint, so they can't really do a lot of business unless, you know, maybe they could do a Part X deal or something like that. You want a Rooney-type player up front? Oh, don't we all? It'll be Watkins, Sesko. You try go for Mateta. Yeah, fair enough, lad. Depends how much they want. I've heard reports they want 50 to 60 million. It's a lot. Watkins won't leave Villa. Hasn't Visser just signed for a new team? I don't think he's actually signed, has he? I mean, Visser is wanted currently by, I think, is it Newcastle and Spurs? Unless I've completely missed that. You know, maybe he has. I don't know. But unless I've completely missed that, the last I heard was that Newcastle did have an interest in him, and also Spurs. But obviously, if Newcastle was spending this much money on Sesko, maybe they wouldn't then go for Visser. Riley Fortune, thank you so much for hitting the subscribe button there. What a great name. Riley Fortune. Well, you are fortunate to have found the channel, lad. But thank you very much for hitting that subscribe button. If you guys are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe. We're actually only 2 subscribers away from hitting the next mini milestone of 91,700 subscribers. Help us get to 100k and smash the subscribe button. It's the one down there that's red and says subscribe. Also, smash the like on it while you're there and give us a repost on X using the link pinned at the top of the chat. We'll shout you all out in a minute. You do like Mateta, but if I could cherry pick any one player from Palace, it would be Wharton. Oh, Wharton would be a great addition as well. But I believe, again, big money involved there. Rumours of £80 million they want. Mateta, Watkins, Evan Nilsson, Visser, 4 options right there. Yeah, still no ongoings, outgoings. Yeah, no, it's pretty ridiculous. We haven't really been able to do any business there. Sesko, says Simon Cowie. DCO on a free, Sesko money on a keeper and a midfielder. Who would your midfielder be, Pig? That's a great question. I mean, I do really like Wharton personally, but I know he's probably going to be too much. In terms of who's realistic, it's a great question, mate. It really is. I mean, I like that Edison lad. Liverpool won't pay 150 million for Isak. He'll be making the tea at Newcastle for a year. Sesko will be Newcastle's number 9. I wonder what's going to happen there with Isak. Yeah, I mean, thing is, Liverpool do have a lot of money coming back. I know they've spent a lot this summer already, but they've got a lot of money coming back to them with player sales like Luis Diaz, etc. So they still should have maybe some money to spend. But talking about 150 million for Isak, they've already bid and it's already been rejected, right? And now they're looking for 150 million. It's pretty outrageous money. Oh, Belaber's a great shout as well, lad. Yeah. Simon Cowie, thank you so much for your tenner super chat there. That's raw, lad. He says, Pig, Sky confirmed Man United can spend and get the striker, CM and goalkeeper without selling straight away. Okay. Sky confirmed it, did they? Interesting. Interesting there, Simon. I mean, I guess we're a huge football club, right? Surely. And we've got players that can still be sold. So surely we should be capable of having the money there basically ready to be able to sign these players if we can. If the opportunities are there, we can get them. And then we're going to sell players and then we'll just recoup the money after. It doesn't necessarily matter, I suppose, if you can't sell the players right now. We still have a lot of players we can sell to generate cash if we need. We can still sell Højlund, Anthony, Onana, Garnacho, Sancho, Mason Mount, Doris the Tea Lady. You know, we can definitely still sell a good bunch of players if and when we need to, I suppose, to recoup some money. So I would like to think that Man United has the money there available to just buy all those players, but I am a bit sceptical that they do, due to the fact we have the Glazers in charge, Ineos in charge of football operations. We didn't get the Champions League football, so we've got no European football. We missed out on all the European money. Probably sponsorship deals affected because of that, because you know Europe and all sorts. Less money all around. Less money in terms of where we finished in the league. Huge wages, still paying for players previously that the club signed from several seasons ago. You know, big money going out this summer on players that were previously signed. We spent 130 million on both Mateus Cunha and Brian Mbeumo, and they're on reasonable wages and signing on fees and all the rest of it. So I just can't really see where our finances are at the moment, where they're coming from, to be able to compete with a team like Newcastle United right now, who seem to be cash rich and obviously are trying to sell Isak. Maybe there's an answer here, guys. Maybe there's an answer. You know what the answer is? Man United break the bank and we sign Isak. Sorry, guys, I'm just joking around. I had to say it. Obviously, it's a cockamamie bullshit, isn't it? He's not going to come to Man United right now, is he? But it's just, it would be nice. Anyway, look, the reason I've only just said that is because there was this Florian Plettenberg post that made me quite chuckle a little bit here, which says that understand Alexander Isak has once again made it clear that he only wants to join Liverpool FC. Even Manchester United made an inquiry in recent days, but Isak turned it down. He only wants LFC. The players can't remain on. What the fuck are we making an inquiry for? This is all we are, isn't it? Inquiry FC, Monitor FC. Bullshit, isn't it? Like, what are we going to pay 120? They've had 120 mil bid rejected from Liverpool there. Where are we going to find 100? What the fuck? It's preposterous. Obviously, we're not in for Isak, and Isak's not in for us, unfortunately. Well, inquire about Isak, mate. They're more likely to inquire about getting their fucking back sack and crack done at the local beauty salon rather than going to get Isak right now. That is insane. Anyway, it would be nice, but it's preposterous, isn't it? Yeah. Also, just quickly, I saw this as well. This is from Duncan Castles, who just says that on Gianluigi Donnarumma, new signing Lucas Chevalier will be PSG's starting goalkeeper. This is what he says anyway. PSG want Donnarumma to leave this summer after the Italy international declined to accept contract offer. Interest includes Internazionale, Manchester United and Chelsea. So, I mean, probably he would go to someone like Chelsea, I suppose, right now, if the offer was there. But I would still love to see Gianluigi Donnarumma come to the football club, but it's just, again, not going to happen. I believe what will happen is he'll just sign a big, juicy, fat new contract over there at PSG. So there you go, Donnarumma. But what a great signing that would be for us as well. But there you go. I'm not going to dwell on Isak or Donnarumma bits of info that are coming out here because they're just, in my opinion, they're very, very wishful thinking and just proper speculative guff, aren't they? Okay, so let's get back into it then, guys. We're going to get into the chat now anyway and discuss Sesko a bit more. So little rundown if you're just joining the stream. So Ornstein's reported that we have now Newcastle United have submitted an offer to Rb Leipzig for Benjamin Sesko. They've made the bid in the last 24 hours. It's worth 75 million euros plus 5 million euros in add-ons. Man United pursuit is ongoing, though. No decision yet from the 22-year-old Slovenian international striker. So will there be a bid coming from Manchester United imminently? Maybe so. Or have we been priced out of this move just to the fact that it's so much money involved here and Newcastle prepared to pay it? Yep. Sesko, the deal is 65.5 million plus 4.3 million in add-ons, approximately 69.8 million pounds, or aka 70 million quid. Graham Bailey does say that there's an internal confidence within Old Trafford that United will win the chase for Benjamin Sesko. Slovenians ready to play for Ruben Amorim. United fully aware of the price tag and lack of Champions League football not an issue. So if that is the case, he wants to play for us and we're prepared to match Newcastle's offer, then I suppose we're still in for the deal. At the moment, though, there's an increasing view, at least, that he's going to go to Newcastle because they've got the offer on the table. Okay. So there you go. That's the latest big news. That's the breaking news. I'll just go on X and shout out everyone that's reposted us using the link pinned at the top of the live chat. Please give us a repost on X if you could. That would be immense. Also, we will get into the live chat for a big Q&A. Thank you so much to all the legends here. John Boy Cat, United Flying High, Berbalad, Jason Jackson, Aidan Vickery, Feline Fur, Craig GC, and J United. Thank you so much to you legends there for doing that and sharing it around on X and helping us spread the word of the channel. Appreciate it. Well, let's get stuck into the live chat for a bit then. And once again, to all the legends. Thank you for that, Daz. Yes, if you want to support the channel, there's a link to Patreon. Thank you, Daz, there, lad. Thank you, Agrippa Chinhada, as well. He says, smash the like button. How impressed are you with Ineos then, mate? I'm not impressed at all, mate, to be honest. You know, I have to say, their hand sanitizer's fucking shite as well. You know what I mean? Like, this is shite hand sanitizer, mate. It stinks really badly. It fucking stinks. It's like, it seems like any products that Ineos have to put their hands in, they just make stink. I don't know what it is. But yes, I did happen to buy an Ineos fucking hand sanitizer, so I am just an absolute Glazer shill. I'm a Ineos shill. Didn't know it was until I bought it, guys, just to be honest. Anyway, let's get into it. I'm not impressed with them at all, lad. No, they have actually Done a very bad job so far. All they've done is scrimp and save where they can, and basically just tread down the working man and pander to the prima donna prats. You know, that's all they've really done. And they've just got in bed with the Glazer shithouses. That's what they've done. They've just enabled the Glazers to get an even firmer stranglehold for a longer period of time on Manchester United. So I don't like it. Ineos have completely shat the bed for me. They come in here with big promises, but where's the investments? Where's the money? You know, where's the actual improvement in the team? They're talking about finding $2 billion to spend on stadium. Where the fuck's that coming from? They're just going to languish us in shitloads more debt, aren't they? We're already hundreds of millions in debt. They're going to languish us in more debt. They're not going to put their own hands in the money and build a stadium for us, are they? They'll probably expect council to chip in a bunch of money, the government to chip in, and obviously try and finance the deal via loans, essentially, languishing Manchester United in many, many years of debt. That's probably what we're talking about here from these shithouses. So remember that, and also remember the fact that they're letting us go without on the actual pitch at the moment. They haven't had a successful transfer window. We've had a couple of good signings, but it's nowhere near enough. They want Amorim to do a good job. They better give him the fucking tools to do so. I mean, I do feel a bit better about Amorim's football this pre-season. It's going to have to translate into the Prem, though, isn't it? But it does look like finally it's come together. We need new signings. We need, you know, to obviously work on a lot of things to be able to play more than one system. But yeah, they need to back Amorim and give him the players he needs to play his fundamental system. 25 years ago, we'd be trying to sign the best players in the world. Oh, no, we would. That's who we'd be signing. We'd be signing Donnarumma this summer 100%, and players like Bellingham would have come to Manchester United. You're absolutely right, Jeff. But nowadays, we have been shat on by the shithouse Glazers. Ineos slag. Unless Newcastle playing hardball and saying come and get Sesko, then Man United are trying to make us bid more for him, which I highly doubt we will do. No, that's right. I mean, it's going to be a lot of money for Man United to get that deal done. Glazer shithouses out now, says Gungshi. Yes, thank you for that, Gungshi. Can we get a hashtag Glazer shithouses out now and also a hashtag Ineos out as well? Why not? Or just hashtag Glinios out. Yeah. Yeah, shithouses. Son is leaving. He is. Well, you know, I'd love to see Son come to Man United, guys. It's never going to happen. There's no point even talking about it. Looks like he's going to the shitty MLS. I don't know. LAFC are in contact with him, but why would he want to go to the shitty MLS right now? I guess it's going to be big money. Obviously, it's like a chilled out retirement league, you know, just go and play against Messi and stuff and just chill and have a good old time for a couple of years and get paid shitloads of money. But he's still good enough to play in a top European team, in a top European league. I'm not saying for Manchester United, he definitely wouldn't come here. It would be outside the Premier League. He's not going to just shart on his Spurs legacy, because he is a legend of Spurs, most definitely a legend of Spurs, and a legend of the Premier League, in my opinion, one of the best players we've seen. But I still feel like he could play for, you know, why don't he go and hang out with Harry Kane at Bayern or something, or wherever? Like, surely there's more options than just LAFC for Son Heung-min. Son's still a baller. Maybe not as good this season. Obviously, he is slowing down. He is tailing off, but he's still too good for the MLS. Katu says, what about the 300 million I think it was they invested? Yeah, I know. Well, they did invest money, but what's happened with that few hundred million, lad? Do you know what I'm saying? It's gone into basically just absolutely nowhere. It's turned into, what has it turned into? A rat-infested kitchen, mate. What has it actually turned into? I can't see it. Yes, they bought some players. Okay, well, you know, it's not good enough, is it? Man United forget any striker, go for Benjamin Sesko. We'll see if they do. Newcastle have just obviously put in a big offer. Jason Brown, yeah. Interesting. Where's Newcastle Brown Ale coming into it, eh? Why is Guinness doing a deal there? Mate, that was iconic back in the day, the Newcastle shirt, though, with the Nuki Brown Ale logo on it. The new Rangers third kit looks absolutely amazing with the new Amber sponsor. Oh, really, Kim? No one cares. No one literally gives a shit apart from you and a bunch of fucking Iron Brew drinkers. Everton tomorrow. I'm joking. I love a cheeky Iron Brew as well. No to Jackson. He's out of trash. Ineos have done some good so far. It could have been worse if they didn't come through. I don't know, really. What good have they done? I don't know. They've done some pretty harsh things, like, you know, just like getting rid of player funds that goes to ex-players and sacking off staff members and, you know, getting rid of bonuses and all sorts of just negative things they've done to the average person working at the football club. They haven't got rid of the players we need them to get rid of. They didn't have to do any of that. They didn't have to do anything. They just needed to be a bit more ruthless with their sales. Just allowed play like Jadon Sancho right now, you know. Just let him go for basically fuck all. As long as some club's going to take him off of our hands. Same goes for Garnacho, you know. Same goes for Anthony and whatever, be a bit ruthless in the winter. Get rid of these fucks. Sorry, I'm sorry, guys, I'm sorry. But you know what I mean? They pissed me off. Get rid of them. That's what I'm saying. If they could have just been, all they need to do is get rid of one of those players, and they wouldn't have had to sack off Doris the Tea Lady and get rid of the fucking stewards' bonuses and all this stupid shit that they've done. And it's not all just about trying to make the football club, but it's about having a good tradition within the football club. Man United's supposed to be a proper traditional football club, not some dark, cold, glazer shithouse, environment which is turned into moving long-time season ticket holders out of their positions to sell extra fucking, hospitality package or whatever the hell they're doing, all these sorts of things that they've done. I think they've been very poor with how they've run it personally. They haven't signed the players we need yet. They haven't got rid of the players we need yet. And they've tried to make savings in perhaps the wrong areas. And all they've done is really just continue the rot. I haven't seen them change anything. Maybe they'll do that, but I haven't seen them change anything yet. I had high hopes for them, but what have they changed so far? They've made us worse, if anything. Sesko was too good to be true then? Yeah, maybe so. Do you think Sesko's... I don't really, Gulix, and I think he's going to Newcastle, mate. Yeah, there's a good project there. They got the manager, they got the stability, they got the money, they got the European football, and they've actually made a big offer. United could compete. I suppose we could compete with a deal maybe with Højlund going in the other direction, but I just can't see it. You don't think we'll hear Rb Leipzig until Sesko tell them where he wants to go? Fair point, Simon. Yep, no one wants this players. Anti Dos Santos. This has to be one of the worst transfer windows ever. It's up there, Malps. I mean, it's not quite as gash as the David Moyes transfer window, but it's not far off, is it? Yeah, I mean, we've got Mbeumo and Cunha. Those are going to be great signings, but we still have a shite goalkeeper. We still have no goals as a striker, and we also still have a lacking midfield. Yep, they've bought into the financial and spent the available funds made by the club. Yep, there you go. Celtic kit is nice, like. United no longer can sell Ronaldo, Cantona, and Beckham jerseys. Another financial hit. Oh, poor Doris getting palmed out. Yeah, precisely. That's what I'm saying. The government won't be given any money for the stadium, and in fact, the stadium will pay for itself. Well, okay, over many years it will, Simon, right? So if you think about Arsenal, remember when Arsenal moved to the Emirates? Yeah, it was great for their long-term future. But what happened for 10 years plus? What actually happened? I'll tell you what happened. They moved to the new stadium, and then they weren't allowed to spend as much money. They were shackled. Wenger was shackled. He went from challenging for the league to challenging for top four. He wasn't allowed to spend to the extent that, they wanted to. And that was because they were paying for that stadium, lad. Do you know what I mean? They were paying for that stadium. That has to be factored in as well. Plus also, is that the most important thing that we need to focus on right now? Shouldn't we actually have a great team rather than a team that's playing in the championship in a new 100,000 seat circus tent? You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't we be focusing on the right things? I think we should. So it's not, I don't really, and obviously it will take years and years and years and years to justify or to at least recoup that money. Yes, they will have extra ticket sales. So they'll be able to sell a flog another extra 25,000 tickets a week or whatever for match day, and they will fill that stadium out. And it will pay for itself over a long period of time. But it will take a long period of time. The Cake Cadet, thank you very much for the £2 super chat there, my son. Pig, what's Luke Shaw's favourite animal? A python. Oh, it's actually not too bad, mate, for you. I'm a Man United fan. Just thank you for that, Cake. Just it took nearly 2 months to sign Mbeumo. They're just lazy guys who don't want to spend money. This is already starting to be a shit season. Precisely, that's what it is, Ryan. They don't want to spend it, do they? They don't want to overspend. They also can't even sell players because I think they're asking for a bit too much for these used goods. These players we've got, they're damaged goods. Over Sesko will go to Toonami. Yeah, I know it's a problem, hypergraphia. That's it. They'll probably do the deal quickly. But they are damaged goods, guys. I mean, it's the equivalent. If you were to walk into Asda supermarket, you're going up to the old reduce section and you see an Anthony Dos Santos on there with the old oops sticker on him. Do you know what I mean? Oops. Reduced from 85 million to 20 mil. Do you know what I mean? Oops. Rasmus Højlund reduced from 73 million to 35 million. Oops. Jadon Sancho reduced from 73 million to minus fucking £5 because he is truly gash. But you know what I mean. Neil Driscoll, hello, how you doing there, Neil? Do you think Isak has shit in his own nest? Yeah, well, if they can't sell him, if Newcastle can't get a deal done, if they're asking for 150 million from Liverpool and Liverpool don't pay that, what's going on with Isak? He's still going to be there for another year. I guess they'll have to loan him out to a desperate move, but it could backfire on him, definitely. Oh, we did, Cake. We really did. If Sesko, I don't know if I should tell people your latest idea, but Kate Cadet, he said, if we sign Sesko, your new idea is down the shitter, by the way, at the moment, Kate Cadet, especially if he goes to Newcastle United, do you know what I mean? Obviously, if he goes to Newcastle United, but let me show you Kate Cadet's latest idea. Kate Cadet said, hey, you know what you should do? He said, I've just used ChatGTP to make this. You should get a bunch of these made, and then you can, like do giveaways or sell them or like just give them to people and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, mate. I'll show you what it is, guys. This is what Kate Cadet gets up to in his spare time. Yeah, he made a Sesko club card. Every little helps. Sesko club card. So that's down the shitter now, isn't it? You know what I mean? No Sesko club card, mate. It's going to Newcastle. So well, maybe we'll still get him. Maybe we'll still get him, boss. We're trying to sell him. Yeah. It doesn't matter if Sesko wants United. Very true, Mateus Cunha. And thank you for taking a little break from your training session there to come and hang out with us, Mateus. It's great to have you on board United this season. No way Højlund's worth 35, maybe 2 million. That's a bit harsh, isn't it? He's still a 22. Danish friend, international, who's going to be around the scene for 10 years. He can develop into a top player. Look at Victor Gyökeres going for big money to Arsenal at 27 years of age. Him 5 years ago at 22. Shite, mate. Can't wait for when Premier League starts. Coming United. Give them Garnacho and Anthony. Sesko will be 100% a United player. Oh, I like your style anyway, but I'm not so convinced. They've got the money. They've got the wherewithal. We don't. I can't see us matching that offer that they've already submitted, but perhaps they will. I mean, it's big, big money. Look at this. It's 70 million quid, guys. Man United, where are we going to get 70 million pounds from up front right now? When Bruno was at a top time in his United career, he could have sold him for the money and got a striker who was good. Well, we could have sold him for 100 million this summer, couldn't we? But I think it's good that we've got Bruno Fernandes. He's still showing what a great player he can be for us. He's our captain, for Pete's sake. I'm more than satisfied with Bruno staying at the football club. It's like if we'd have got 100 million for him, we'd have probably just spent it pretty poorly anyway. We've not got a very good track record. Would take Bonyface if cannot get Sesko. Yeah, good shout, Victor Boniface. Yeah, I like your style. Interesting. Sesko club card. Just because they have bid for him doesn't mean Sesko will agree to go. No, but if they can get more money from Newcastle, then Rb Leipzig would be more inclined to let him go there to Newcastle, and they would encourage him to maybe go to Newcastle ultimately. Plus, think about it. Newcastle have Eddie Howe, who's a good, stable manager. They've got the money. They've got the European football. That's not a bad time to join Newcastle. Yeah, Man United's a bigger club. And if I was Sesko, I'd look at the trophies over the years and I'd say, yeah, let's go to Man United. But he might not see it that way if they've got European football to offer, and we don't. So it depends really what he wants. But you're right, we don't know exactly what he wants right now. Apparently he was open to both options and prepared to join Man United without European football. But now Newcastle have actually bid a big offer for him. I just can't see us competing with it. Perhaps, maybe we do, maybe we still offer. I mean, surely in the next few hours we'll see some movement from Man United if we are going to. Either or, we need 2 strikers, 2 number 9s. We can't rely on just the one. And we can't rely on just, we can't rely on a kid in the Prem. No, precisely, that's right. Chido Obi needs to be blooded slowly. He looks a good young player. Maybe we'll have the abilities long term. Maybe he won't, but at least we've got to give him opportunities. But he shouldn't be getting too many opportunities too soon. Rasmus Højlund, we've tried him for a couple of years from the ages of 20 to 22. He could now perhaps turn a corner and do really well, but he's definitely at most a backup and will have to prove himself and earn his place in the side by taking his opportunities when he gets them. We need to get another proper number 9. Sell Onana to an international volleyball team. Oh, this is what happens when you eat cake at night. Kunan and Buemo will be 10s, and they will both also need to rest. Yeah, very much so. They will need some rest. I mean, I expect they will play most of the games in the season, though. I think, okay, you've got cup games and stuff, early rounds of the cups. We might not be seeing them too much in those ones. But I actually expect them to be featuring almost all of our Prem games. If you actually think about like Mbuemo's record last season, remember there's no European football, so Mbuemo's record last season, he played in every single game for Brentford. He played 38 games. And Cunha, I think, played the majority of the games as well. So, I don't know. I mean, those guys are surely there to play because the Premier League is all we've really got to focus on. But there will be some other times when they're not playing. I'm sure maybe a little knock here and there, resting someone here or there. But essentially, we've got one game a week. We still have money for Sesko, right? Maybe. I think so, but who knows? I mean, we're Man United. We should have that money lying around, absolutely. And we've got players to sell to recoup that money anyway. Doesn't matter how much Newcastle offer. They could offer 100 million. It won't make a difference. Well, it could make a difference, couldn't it? Let's be honest, because Rb Leipzig don't have to accept any offers unless they want to. You know what I mean? So Newcastle bid 75 million. Show Sesko doesn't consider Newcastle a special club to reduce offer. Interesting. Yeah, do a Liverpool if you sign Sesko. We're having Anthony Gordon. Get Greenwood back. Klopp has advised Sesko to go to Newcastle according to German press. Oh, interesting, Jason. Well, let's just all look and pander to what that fucking White Cliffs of Dover melt thinks then. I'm only joking. But his teeth do look like they are the White Cliffs of Dover anyway when he smiles. Why would you want to join Newcastle and achieve nothing? Why do you think Isaac wants to leave? No, I'm with you, the cake cadet lad. I'm with you, but he wants to leave to the champions and get massive money. I think he wants 300k. If they were prepared to pay 350k a week to him, he'd probably stay. It's a lot about the money, but also, he's going to be going to the champions, not a team that finished 15th. It's 100,000 each, £60 per ticket, plus what they get from the NFL concerts. No, it would definitely bring in a lot more money, and they'll pay for it. But goodness me, I mean, I haven't sat down and done the figures, but I'm sure it's going to take, I don't know, many years, at least a decade, maybe more, to pay for itself. A £2 billion investment into a stadium. Yes, you are going to generate an extra maybe 25% revenue from match days. So I guess it's going to pay for itself, but it's going to take a long time. Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, it's not the most attractive place to come and play right now. News on Twitter. What's the news? What's the news there, Elizabeth? I'll go have a quick look, see if there are any of my sources here have got any new latest breaking news. Let me have a little look. Tottenham Hotspur believes João Palhinha is ready to become a part of Thomas Frank's side. We need to try and get him, man, because he's going on loan to Spurs. Our chief correspondent, Graham Bailey, reveals that some at Arsenal have been wowed by Victor Gyökeres. Yeah, what a load of old shite. Bryan Mbeumo is set to make his debut for Man United against Everton. Nice, mate. Mbeumo debut's coming Saturday, guys. Ambrim's quoted as saying, I'm really excited to see him playing and what he can give to our team. So he's going to be playing in the game tomorrow, guys. Get the fuck in. Oh, no, there's no other news. Right, okay. I'll read a couple more comments out, guys. Do us a favour. Smash that like button. Get yourself subscribed. Yeah, that's what I said earlier, Cake Cadet lad. I literally said that earlier. I said we're gonna win the league before Newcastle. So that's what I was saying. I was saying, we still win trophies. There's an agreement with Rb Leipzig that if he says he wants club, then the rest doesn't matter. That's why it's up to Sesko. Yeah, sure. I know what you're saying, Simon, but as I say, money talks and bullshit walks, my lad. Sesko's goal record is terrible. It's not great, is it? Anyone over 65 won't see the stadium completed. Maybe not. Saturday is today. Yeah, sorry, I meant it's Sunday, isn't it? Sunday. Sorry, you were speaking on Saturday. Yeah, it's on tomorrow. I think it's 10 p.m, is it? Yeah, that's a fair point there, Jason Brown. I wouldn't say that. It was actually not bad. Where was he? Was it Sociedad? Was he at Real Sociedad before? Isaac, he was doing all right over there, mate. His record was pretty decent, but it wasn't anything like the numbers he's put up last season in the Prem, no. Right, anyway, guys, we're going to wrap up this stream here then, but thank you so much to all the legends who've joined in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're new to cover, so you don't miss any of the latest news, which we're going to cover as and when it comes out. If there's any breaking news, obviously we'll get into it raw and cover it. Maybe there's going to be some news of a Man United bid here coming today sometime, because now is the time to bid. If Newcastle have gone in for him, if we're serious and we actually do want him, then we're going to have to go and try and get him, aren't we? So maybe we're going to see movements from Man United in the next few hours, or at least this weekend. If not, then the path is definitely clear there for Newcastle to just buy him. And I think they've probably made a fantastic offer there that's hard to beat from Man United's perspective anyway, so we'll see. But even if we can't get Sesko, yes, it's not great long term for us, but actually for the short term, it might actually help us because it may force us to get someone with a bit more Premier League proven experience like Watkins, Visser or Mateta or someone like that. Nice one. Anyway, thank you so much for getting in here raw. Crisis King says they bid 65, not 70. Incorrect. They bid £75 million plus €5 million, or essentially The reports, the figures on Sky as well, confirm it to be £65.5 million, plus 4.3 in add-ons, which comes up to £69.8 million, which is only £200,000 short of £70 million. So we've rounded it up to £70 million, lad. But I see you're a sucker for the details. Dawn says score prediction to Mospig. Yeah, I'm going for a penetration session. I'm going 4-0. Yeah, Everton looks shite. Cromulent Orange, welcome in, welcome in. Nice one, Jay. Thank you, Daz Salford. Thank you, Gungshi. Thank you all the moderator heroes like Gungers and co. and everyone for moderating the chat. Big ups to the members in green like Jay United and Mikhail Kramer and Jason Brown and all the legends. Thornster 11, you Don. Yes, Thornster. Let's go, Thornster. Thank you to all the members, and thanks to everybody else who's getting in the chat and having your say. You can come back after this video is finished and get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we've discussed here. Where do you think Sesko's going? Come back after this video is finished and get in the not live comments and tell me where you think Benjamin Sesko is going. I do think he's going to Newcastle now, sadly, because they've just stumped up a big juicy offer. And I don't know if United could compete, but we'll see in the next coming days. Cheers, everyone. Thanks for watching. Nice one, Russell. Nice one, Mikhail, Daz, Simon, and everybody. Jay, Kate Cadet, and everybody else as well. Maybe so. Some sort of Luke Shaw and a pie action figure, maybe. Anyway, you know, Luke Shaw action figure with a little Frey Bentos tin and a cheeky little tin opener in it and stuff. Nice one. Right, guys, that's it from me. Have a great day. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick. Links are in the description, all at Flying Pig United. Also, subscribe to this channel for coming updates, and smash the like before you go, and click the bell icon. Yeah, nice one. I've said that already. Cheers, guys, and remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, have a great day. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com, so check it out. Patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support the channel on Patreon. Get in there.